As we create new objects, we're going to get more and more clutter here in the outliner. It isn't too bad right now. We can pretty much pick out what things are, but as we move forward, we're probably going to want to organize this a little bit better. So let's do that. Let's maybe click on this scene collection here at the top, and I'm going to right-click here and choose New Collection. And now let's call this new collection, let's call this Reference Images. There we go. Now we can take all of these, I'll just once again hold the Shift key down, all of these background images, and let's drag it into this collection right here. There we go. Now we can twirl this up and collapse that so it isn't taking up as much room in the outliner. Now these are just our wheels. That's okay. I'm going to leave those as just cylinder for now. But I'd like to change the name of this. Let's change this to Vehicle Main. We'll just have this be our main collection for the objects that we're going to create for the vehicle. Now, we may create more and split them up and organize them in different ways, but that's the great thing about this new outliner in Blender 2.8. It's very flexible, so we can use it as we go to stay organized. All right, so I'll just twirl this up here. I kind of want to hide these images again in the perspective view. So what I'm going to do is this collection, I can right-click it and choose Select Objects. And then I can come over here and choose Alt and click, and that will hide those away. So you can select and deselect objects here by right-clicking on a collection in the outliner. So I'll just choose Deselect Objects, and there we go. Let's go to the top view now. I'll hit the 7 key on the number pad, and here we are in the top view. What I want to do now is create the hood and the fenders. Currently the tires are overlapping that, so we can't see all of the hood. So I think I'll just grab these and I'll just hide them in the viewport by turning off the eyes right there. That just temporarily hides them. Now what I want to do is create a polygon plane here in the center of the grid and use that to begin extruding up and back to create the hood. Now it doesn't look like to me that this image is quite in the center yet. Can you see how it looks like it's just a little bit off? So let's adjust this image before we do anything else. I'll go back to our outliner, select our top view, and in the x-axis for the image, I'm just going to click here, and that moves it over just a little bit. What do you think? Is that pretty much down the center there? I've just clicked on the arrow over here to move things over. Just a little bit. Let me go up here. There's really nowhere else to see if it's exactly down the center. This gun could be off center. But this piece here looks like it's right down the middle, and that's pretty good right there. Okay, so that's good. I'm going to go back and choose the Vehicle Main Scene Collection so that the next object I create will pop into that collection. So let's press Shift A again, and let's go to Mesh and Plane. And there we go. So you can see that here. I'm going to go ahead and change that name and call it Hood. Now, here we have it again. This time I'm going to hit the Z key, and now we can see that Z key. That's good. And I'm going to go to Wireframe. And I'm going to hit the S key and scale it down quite a bit. Maybe something like this. And then I'm going to bring it forward and put it right here on the edge of the hood, right here at the front edge, right there. And maybe I want to scale it down a little bit more. Maybe something like this. Okay, so I've got that now on the front edge. What I want to do is I want to begin extruding this edge out along the width of the hood, and then extruding these edges back toward the windshield. And as I do this, as I extrude and model the hood on this side, I want the other side to automatically match what I'm doing. So to do that, we need to add a mirror modifier. So what I'll do is split this down the middle, delete half, and then add a mirror modifier so that whatever happens on this side will also happen on the other side as well. So let's tab into edit mode. You can see I'm here in edit mode. I've hit the tab key, and I'm going to insert an edge loop here. To do that, I can press Control R, and that's the loop cut and slide tool. You can actually see that if I hit the escape key, you can actually see that right over here, and that the shortcut is Control R. All right, so if I hit Control R and then I hover over an edge of this plane, you can see it's going to try and put an edge down the center of it, perpendicular to whatever edge I hover over. So what I want is I want an edge going this way. So I'm going to hover over one of these edges, and then I'm going to press enter. And there we go. So now we have an edge right here that I can slide around and put wherever I want. But what I want is I want it to be right down the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hit the escape key here. And now that pops it back into the center, right? If I had wanted it in place, I would have clicked the left mouse button. But because I wanted it right down the center, I went ahead and hit escape, and it defaulted to the center. I'm going to hit the period key to zoom in, and there it is. So now what I'm going to do is go to face mode with the 3 key. You can see up here we've got vertex mode, edge select mode, and face mode here. We can also choose these with the 1, 2, and 3 keys right there. So I'm going to hit the 3 key to go to face select, select this particular face, and I'll hit the delete key. When I do, it pops up a menu asking what I want to actually delete, because this one face is made up of edges, it's made up of vertices, but I just want to delete the face. So I'll click faces, and there we go. Tab back into object mode, and there it is. There's our one measly polygon plane. But from this, we're going to be able to create that hood. So let's go to the side view now. I'll hit the 3 key, and there we go. And here is our polygon plane, but we just need to move it up to where it needs to be right up here on the hood. There we go. Now it looks like to me either the side view of our vehicle here is too small, or it's moved back in the y-axis too much. Because if you recall, if you hit the 7 key, we've lined this up right on the front of the hood, right? Right up here. So that edge should line up when we hit the 3 key right there, but it doesn't. I'm going to go ahead and move this in the y-axis, move this image. So let's go to the side view, and I'll just click the X. I'll click the left arrow here and just move this forward just a smidge. There we go. Now I'm going to select the hood, see how we're doing. Still not quite there yet. A little bit more. Maybe right about there. Let's see. Hood. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe even just a little bit too much. So let's bring that back just a smidge. There we go. Something like that. All right, so we have that right on the edge. I'm going to hit the R key to turn it. Let's hit the G key and move it up right there. So now we've got it in line with the hood, and we have it matched up to our top view as well. Let's now add that mirror modifier. I'm going to go ahead and with this selected in object mode, I'm going to go to our modifiers panel right here, and then I'm going to choose Add Modifier Mirror. And there it is. So we're mirroring in the x-axis, and we should choose clipping so that any points in the center are automatically merged together. All right, so what does this do for us? Well, if we hit Tab again, and we go to Edge Mode right here, or push the 2 key, now we can select an edge, and if we extrude this over, I'll hit the E key to extrude, and I drag the mouse. You can see as I move one side, the other side comes along as well. So that's how we're going to create this hood. We're going to use our multiple views, and we're going to extrude this up and back toward the windshield. So in the next video, let's work on that.